White people bow to me.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. What's happening?
And we standing right now.
Hey, why shouldn't we stand? Hold on.
Thanks for that knowledge. See, I didn't know that. So that sends a different spin on it.
Ooh, I might house any stranger in my house. It would depend.
Thank you so much, man. You don't know how much I appreciate you doing this for us, brother.
Look at these people. Look at these crazy ass people, bro.
You guys are our future. This is the future.
Parent of a 14-year-old boy and an older man who's now making his own way in the world. I just can't imagine how you're facing the rest of your life without your son. I wanted to ask you this question. I know, 17 years old and amazing. And he was an amazing kid, too. We'll get you to speak about him in just a moment. But I think a lot of people at home are saying, wait a second, how does this happen? He goes to a track meet on Wednesday and is murdered. What happened?
I wish I had all the answers. The answer is my son is gone and he'll never come home again. I want to clarify something right off the start because I've already heard some rumors and some gossip. This was not a race thing, and this is not a political thing. Please do not comment if you do not know what happened. Do not turn this into a racial thing. It was not. Do not politicize this. It's not. This is a human being thing. This person made a bad choice, and it affected both his family and my family forever. It's a very unfortunate thing, but I know exactly what was happening. His brother was there who tried to save him, and he died in his arms. So if you weren't there, please don't spread rumors.
7:43 is the time, and welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Jeanne Francine. Turning to a developing story this Friday as thousands of people have donated to an online fund supporting a family whose son was stabbed to death at a Frisco ISD track meet. It's one of the ways people are coping with the death of Austin Metcalf. Right now, we want to check in with Fox 4's T.C.C. Muzinga, joining us live this morning with a message from the family. Good morning to you. Alarming news. We continue to get updates this morning.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Good morning. Yeah, we are hoping to hear more information and get more information about what led up to the fatal stabbing of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf from court documents later this morning. But the family of Austin Metcalf, the 17-year-old, they have been just sharing stories about what kind of a man he was and details about the final moments while he was here. But police are saying that 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony, who attends Centennial High School, stabbed Metcalf in the chest after a fight at Kirkendall Stadium Wednesday morning. The family says they believe the fight started over a seating issue in the stands at a track meet. Hunter Metcalf, the victim's twin brother, told Fox News he did everything he could to save his brother's life.
Yeah, I pushed my hand up there, trying to make it stop, and I grabbed his head and I looked in his eyes. I just saw his soul leave, and it took my soul too.
I'm so sorry.
Well, police are investigating how a knife got into the stadium. Anthony is in the Collin County Jail and is charged with murder, and his bond is set at $1 million. Frisco ISD, however, is rescheduling that track meet where all that happened. They're planning to have it next Monday at a different school, Little Elm High School. Back to you.
The internet is doing with this case is particularly heinous.
What the fuck is that? What is that private pile?
It's the same thing that y'all did to Laken Riley. When it comes to the unaliving of white people who is deemed undeserving of being unalived, rightly so, right? This Austin Metcalf was 17. He was a student. I mean, he did nothing wrong. People shouldn't be wrongfully, randomly unalived and aggressed, regardless of whatever the scenario is, unless it's some situation of self-defense. But this wasn't that. But the outrage around the death of white people not deserving of being unalived is often fueled by this racist behavior that demands that the entire community be held responsible for the actions of someone who happens to be in a certain BIPOC community. And this energy is oftentimes not reciprocated when it comes to random white people doing the very same crime.
Some white people want to be oppressed so bad. Let's talk about it. There's a young man named Austin Metcalf, 17 years old, just recently got unalived at a track meet by a young man named Carmelo Anthony. Absolutely no relation to the basketball player. And there are brain dead napkin Americans, enemies of the sun, with the caucasity to say, oh, where's the national outrage? Oh, he died in his twin brother's arm. This is such a tragedy. Oh, where are the marches? Oh, where are the protests? Oh, we're not burning down cities. The young man was caught immediately. And I'm sure he's going to face the swift hand of justice. But y'all want to take part in the oppression that you all created so bad that you will break your measly arm reaching for a situation that's not even analogous to the BS point that you're trying to make. And most of you are not even saying the young man's name. To the family of Austin Metcalf, I hope you get the peace that you deserve and the justice that you so rightfully deserve.
Like a lot more racism, like a lot more, and I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. This is exactly what I'm talking about whenever I say that, like, we're going back in time. And I literally, every time I have like conversations like this with somebody, I always make sure to bring this up because it's so out there in the open. Like, people just don't care anymore. They really don't care. And it's honestly just so upsetting that people have taken this situation about a boy who died and used it to justify their racist tendencies. And you guys should be ashamed. Like, I'm not defending the kid who stabbed Austin or whatever, like, whatsoever. Like, that's never the answer. But I'm seeing people in these comments being like, oh, you know, like, just basically stereotyping black people and, like, saying all these horrible things about them. And it's just like, what? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing genuinely? And I'm also seeing people say, like, oh, you know, if somebody did this to a black kid, like, there would be protests everywhere, da-da-da-da. No, I really don't think there would have been. Like, literally, people are still using what happened with George Floyd and the aftermath of that as an excuse to hate on black people to this day. And it's so disappointing. Like, every time I go on Twitter, I still see somebody making fun of George Floyd, and I never thought that shit was funny. It was never funny. It was never funny. I don't care what. And people try to use the fact that he was like a drug addict or whatever to justify the racism as well. Like, what? Like, but yeah, I definitely don't think there would have been any protests at all.
Nah, you can miss me with all the comments talking about, oh, well, something that was said must have caused him to be outraged. What was said in the argument? No. You brought a knife to a track meet and you sat in your opponent's section. You don't do that unless you're looking for a problem. If you're not looking for an issue, if you're not looking for controversy. If you don't know what I'm talking about, a 17-year-old track runner from Texas, Austin Metcalf, was brutally unalived at a track meet and passed away in his twin brother's arms when he was attacked by 17-year-old Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo sat in the section for the Memorial High track runners and was mouthing off behind them. And when Austin turned around to ask, who are you? What are you even doing here? He said his name was Mello and he wanted to sit there. And that's when Austin said, well, you're in the wrong section, because he was bothering his teammates because he was in fact in the wrong section.
They made him go away when they were doing CPR on him, but he was there when he was stabbed and he was holding, I guess, the wound to keep it from. He was trying to save his brother, but I think he said he saw when he took his last breath and before the CPR came back in. So for what I heard, he was unresponsive for 5 minutes. They were able to revive him a little, but I think it was too little too late.
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless, and my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. And he's like, make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack. This kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I looked at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw. And I try to help him, but.
Now, I honestly don't know how to tackle this story. I don't know why the libs aren't reporting on this. I mean, I kind of do know why, because Austin was white and Melo was black. But here's the thing, guys. This is why I love the conservative team, guys. This is exactly why I love watching conservative content, because they're reporting on this everywhere. And it needs to be reported, because now the liberals are trying to say that this was self-defense. Nah, I'm not letting that slide. So let's get right to it, guys. The victim. Let's just start with the victim, Austin Metcalf. He died in his twin brother's arms, guys, which has to be one of the most scariest things that honestly I can imagine, because I just can't even think about losing my brother like that. I mean, he asked Melo to basically go back to your section. I don't even see a problem with that, because why are you over here in the first place being disruptive to our team? What are you even doing? Like, what is your purpose of even being over there? To be an a-hole? You see what I'm saying? And then I guess Melo just spazzed out, pulling out a knife and stabbing Austin in the heart. Like, what is wrong with you, kid? You have issues. Like, that's a coward. And then I seen the father reporting on the son's behalf. We're going to get to that later. But dude, you raised a coward. Your boy is a coward. Why would, first of all, he can't fight? I heard it was just like only pushing and shoving. Like, why do you pull out a knife? You don't know how to box, kid? I don't understand, man. This Melo kid is completely unhinged. Absolutely unhinged. You seen him with the Draco and all of that. Like, come on, bro. And you think you're a good dad having your son out there like that? No, bro. Then twin brother tried to save him, man. He had the hand over the hole where he was stabbed. Guys, honestly, it's just honestly, all of this could have been prevented. All of this could have been prevented. Where was security? I'm with the father. I'm with Austin's dad on that one. Where was security when this was transpiring? You know, you got the usual suspects there. Come on, guys. It's time to start using numbers and statistics. Black people commit 50% of the violent crimes in America, and we don't even make up 12% of the population. We have to start using these numbers. If we know that black people are doing most of the crimes, not trying to be racist here, brother, but it's time for eyes to start going up, especially when you see the YNs, the young Negroes. Okay. And Austin was a football star, great kid. You know what I'm saying? His father, his brother, they're just very strong, man. They're very strong men, because I don't think me personally, I would let him slide. If that was my brother, I'm going to just keep it at that. But let's get to the criminal, this Carmelo Anthony. First of all, that's how I know your parents is stupid. You name your kid after a basketball player that don't even got a ring. Anyways, Carmelo Anthony basically charged with first-degree murder. So yeah, good job on that. The kid was being disruptive. He was in the wrong area. Am I not going to stress that out enough? Because clearly you got the people on the internet defending him, saying, oh, he was pushed. So that gives him a reason to stab somebody. So that gives him a reason to stab him in the heart. What is wrong with you people? That's why I'm like, black people never want to take accountability for anything when they do something as big as this. Every time black people do something like this, oh, he had a mental illness. Oh, he was a scholar. Oh, he was this. He was a basketball star. He was a football star. Was he all of these things when he was stabbing the hell out of Austin? Help me understand here. If he's such a scholar and he's such this and he's such that, then why do he have Dracos stabbing people to death? Make it make sense, dudes. But anyways, this was just petty. Like I said, this was just an absolute petty conflict that could have been avoided. I can name at least 10 ways how this could have been avoided right off the top of my head. Could have been a police officer there that could have broke it up. They could have boxed it out. He could have walked away. He could have went back to his own section. Like that's just I can keep going, guys. These are just simple. Like, this is just simple. I don't even understand. And then you got the blacks complaining because it's self-defense now. And like I said, you got the dad defending him on social media, calling him this and calling him that, and this, that, and the third. And black people, everybody is getting sick of this stuff. Everybody is getting sick of this stuff, including blacks. Okay? Your son wasn't a scholar in all this and all of that when he was murdering Austin. Okay? So let's cut the BS here, man. And he lost his composure for what though? So you mean to tell me somebody tells you to go back to your section and you get that mad to where you're stabbing somebody to death? This kid had literal issues. This kid has issues, this Carmelo Anthony kid. Your name is already Carmelo Anthony, bro. That's what I'm like, your parents already set you up for failure. You feel what I'm saying? Because now they're gonna, the black community, like, oh, your name's Carmelo Anthony. Oh, you must be good at basketball. That's how dumb these people are. Seriously, though. But it's like, where was security, man? Where was security to stop this mess? Where was security at? This is what we mean when we say put the money where it needs to go. Things like law enforcement, so, kids won't get stabbed being at, like, track events. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you guys know that this stuff can be avoided with extra security detail or extra police detail, why wouldn't you guys fund this? You're Texas. You're literal Texas. How do you guys not have the money to put it where it needs to go when it comes to protecting the children in high school or in school, just in school in general? You guys always claim you guys don't have the money, but you guys have money to try to transgender mice, to give the Taliban $15 million for condoms. Half of it is just money laundering, though. You feel what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. When you be a crook, you can't put the money where it needs to go and save kids like Austin and not traumatize kids like his brother, his twin brother. You feel what I'm saying? Now he has to live with this for the rest of his life. His father has to live with this for the rest of his life. Even Melo's parents. I know your kid was a criminal, but it's like, it's hard for me to feel for you when you don't do your job as a father and raise your kid properly. I'm just saying, guys, you can't have your kids fall for all of these things that they could get distracted by when it comes to being in school. Other kids make you get peer pressure and make you do things that you don't want to do. So now you got to try to live by this, by this notion. Yeah, this is cool and that is cool. And yeah, good grades aren't cool. And, being a scholar isn't cool. And that's what I'm saying, guys. They can say all of that BS all they want to, but just think about it. They're comparing this to George Floyd. And you guys already know where I'm going with this. This kid, Austin, was definitely more beneficial to society than a grown-ass drug addict who died from fentanyl. We're going to be honest here. And I know the kid's 17. He's technically considered a juvenile. But these are the main ones that are doing the crime, guys. The juveniles are the main ones doing the crime. And we know this. And they know it too. Teenagers aren't stupid. You guys do realize that I was a teenager before, right? I was very, very smart as a teenager. I knew exactly what I was doing. Okay? And they know too. They just ain't got the right guidance. Parents need to be in their children's lives to where kids like Carmelo Anthony don't do things like this. It's sad, and now it's like Melo's father, he lost his son because he's doing life. Ain't no 5 to 99. No, brother. You're doing at least 25 years, bro. You're doing life in prison. And if you don't do life, expect some people to be very, very angry. But tragic story, guys. I don't even know how I feel if this was me. And that's why I just pray to God every single day that you just keep death away from my family. I know it's not promised, but man, just try to keep the evil away, guys. Like all of this stuff is just evil spirits inside of us. All of these crazy, honestly ain't got nothing to do with skin color for real, for real. It's just what's inside of you. That evil spirit, that's what's inside of you, that's been basically planted in you by your parents. Yeah, that's honestly what it is. You can be white too. Like, this is tragic either way it goes. Even if the kid was black and the criminal was white, it still would be wrong. But now that, the kid was white and the criminal was black, the kid, maybe he had mental illness. He's a scholar. It was self-defense. Like, stop, guys. That's another problem in the black community. Take some accountability, man. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe button. Tune in next time, guys. And I will see you later. And I'm out of here. Peace.